Okay, guys, so let's get started for today. So basically what I have done yesterday is I was trying to talk about the security aspect of Jenkins. And when we started with the security aspect, we were facing some problems. Now I'll tell you what I have done today and then we can move ahead. So what I have done is I started a new Jenkins server, okay, and it is up and running right now. So first let me connect to this machine. So this is my EC2 instance. Let me connect to this machine. Now let me become a root user. One second. Okay, so what I have done is I just logged into my EC2 instance and I became a root user. I'm changing my host name. So host name Jenkins server. Okay, and then sudo su hyphen. So this is where I am. I am root user and logged into my Git server. Now what all I have done? So I'll just type here history. So the first thing what I did is I started with Java 8. So I installed Java 8 here, yum install Java. Then I did a yum update -y, and this is the command to start Jenkins. So till here, Java and Jenkins is installed. Then I went ahead, took the initial admin password. Now, when I was working with Java, okay, I saw that the Java was Java 8. Now, what they have done is they have gone ahead and they have updated Jenkins. So they are mandatorily asking us to work with Jenkins 11. So you can run these 2-3 commands. Anyhow, I will put it in the documentation for you. But what I have done is I have gone ahead and installed Java 11 right now. So here is what I'm trying to do. Sorry, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to install Java. This is the command which I've used. Then I have chosen Java 11. And now if I come here and say Java version.
Sir, how do you come to know that they are asking to work with the Java 11?
Okay. So earlier when you start your work here, okay. Show you. Copy this. Okay. So when I came here, okay, to manage Jenkins, I was getting a pop-up here. Okay, there was a pop-up coming up which says that you need to upgrade yourself to Java 11 or you may get an error. Something like this was popping up here. So I went ahead and I upgraded myself to Java 11. So I will give you these commands. I'll just put it in the GitHub so that you take these commands. Let me copy these commands. So I started with Java 8, then I ran this is done, start Jenkins, enable Jenkins status. Then these are not required. So let me remove this.
Keep only whichever is required.
That give me a second for that. Yum install Java, then update, then sudo. Anyhow, sudo is not required. Even if you remove sudo, it will work. Yum install Jenkins, service Jenkins start, system enable Jenkins, service status, cat password. Then this is there, this is there, this is not required.
In the beginning, we installed the 8. So now we are doing the update to 11.
Yes, now we are updating ourselves to 11, Java 11. Now, why we are doing so? Because Jenkins has upgraded itself and says that you need to go ahead and do this thing.
If I have my Java 1.8 perfect working, I just do sudo update install and follow the steps.
Yes, you can.
Sir, but still I can see Java minus 1.8 star mark in that.
This is initial. I started here. Okay. I did a yum update -y. I installed Jenkins. Okay. I started Jenkins. I enabled Jenkins. Okay. Then I'm going to see the status. Now here, you remember it will ask you for initial password. Go ahead and provide that password. Then here I'm installing Java 11. This is the place where I'm installing Java 11. Here, when you say alternative, I'll show you this. Let me just come here 1 second. Okay, so let me just go ahead and run this command again. Okay, where I'm trying to install Java 11. Sudo Amazon Linux extras install Java 11. Open JDK 11. It will say nothing to do, or it is going ahead and installing it again. Let it go ahead. Nothing to do. Okay, I found this command called nothing to do. So this Java 11 JDK is already there. So it came. See here, it says nothing to do because I already have. Once this is done, you can run this command. Alternative config Java means there are various versions of Java available. I want to work with my version. Paste it here. Alternatives -- config Java. So what it will do is it will tell you that these many versions of Java are available. See here, Java 1.8 is there. Java 1.8, 2 versions are there. Okay. So I am taking this Java 11. Enter to keep the current selection. So wherever plus is there, it is the current selection. So you put it as 3, enter. Now come here and say Java version. So now if you see here, it is pointing to Java 11. So if it is not pointing to Java 11, you should make sure that it should point to Java 11. Once it is pointing to Java 11, you should come here and say service Jenkins restart. Because you have made changes to Jenkins and you would definitely want to restart Jenkins. So it should show you okay, that you're okay to restart Jenkins. Once it is done, you go ahead and say status. So it should be up and running. Okay. Now, one of you told that, sir, for me, Jenkins is running, port is enabled, but still I'm not able to connect to Git. So let me just come here, say service Jenkins status. So this is important, status status. So it is up and running. Now clear all these things and run this thing for yourself. So this is my stuff. So it will ask me to log in because I restarted. Okay. Now what I have done is go to manage Jenkins. Go to manage plugins. Now Java 11 is a bit heavy, so your system will become a bit slow. Obviously, if you increase the RAM and all, it will become very good, but then you are not covered under free tier. So make sure that you are in the free tier. Available, no, you will not be finding it because I've already installed it. For me, it will be installed. Okay. So let me just go ahead. So if I come here and say role-based authorization strategy, it is also known as RBAC. Okay, role-based authorization strategy. So this is installed for me. Now, if it is installed, I will again go to manage Jenkins. And in manage Jenkins, I'll go all the way down here to security. See here, 5 options are here, 3 + 2, 5. Now, if I go to configure global security, and here I will choose this role-based strategy. Okay, role-based strategy, apply, save. So this time I should not get an error in the background. Somewhere it is popping up, but should not get the error. Now, if you come here, you should get this guy, manage and assign roles. So this is a new entry. Handle permissions by creating role and assigning them to the user. Click on this. So here there are 3 options. Okay, so manage roles, assign roles, and role strategy macro. But to work with this, I need to come here to people. If you come to people, as of now, if you see only one person is there, admin. I will try to create new users. Okay, sorry, new users, not here. So I'll again go here, manage Jenkins, and I will go to security. This I'll go here, create, add, modify users that can log into Jenkins. Create user. So I'll create 3-4 users. Okay, Vikas, password is pass123, pass123, vikas@gmail.com. Create this user. Create 2-3 more users so that PRATIMA, password pass123, pass123, PRATIMA@gmail.com. Add this user also. So I'm going to create 2 more users. Sam, pass123, pass123, sam@gmail.com. And the last user I'll create, Venkat, pass123. Again, you can assign your own password. I want to keep it simple. That's why I'm putting it whatever I have. Venkat@gmail.com. Okay, this is what I have done. I have admin, then Pratima, Sam, Venkat, and all those guys. Back to your dashboard. Back to manage Jenkins. Back to security. And in security, this time I'll come to manage and assign roles. I'll go to manage roles. And here you can create roles. So let me say I will have a role as DEVELOPER. So I have a developer. I have a tester. I can have contractor. I have employee. Now you decide who gets what kind of permission. See, as an administrator, I get admin access and I have all the access. But as a developer, would you like to give me admin overall access? No, I would like to give you read access. Tester also, I want to give read access. Contractor, I don't want to give any access. Employee, again, I give you read access. Credentials, this guy can create credentials. This guy also can create credentials. Employee can delete credentials and update credentials. Agent is nothing but a worker node. I will come to that later. As of now, this agent thing I leave as it is. Come to job. In the job, my developer can build a job. If the job is running, he can delete it. Sorry, he can cancel it. He can create, he can delete, he can configure, he can do everything. Whereas my tester, again, these are random. You can give anything what you want. So my random my tester can only read the jobs. They cannot do anything. And my contractor, if I'm not given this access, nothing is going to work. So my employee can create a job. Okay, run. So I can run a job, update a job, deploy a job as a contractor. Sorry, as a this I give only this permission. So basically what I'm trying to do is I am first creating a role, and based on that role I'm going to give them permission, like view, I'll give everyone read access. Roles which I have created. Okay, come all the way here, apply, save. Now manage roles is done. Now assign these roles. Come here. Now admin, he is an admin. Who all are thing? So 1 second. User, so I have Vikas, add him. I have Pratima. I have Venkat. And internal occur from the field we would ask. Okay. I have Sam. Pratima. And okay. So this is what I have done. I have added all my users here. Now let me decide who is a contractor. So contractor, let me say Venkat is a contractor. Developer, let me say Vikas is a developer. Employee, let me say Sam is an employee. And let me say Pratima is a tester. So like this, I have distributed roles. Now this is what you do in your prod environment also. You decide who is what, and you give them only that access. Okay, apply. Save.
Sir, as a DevOps guy, we will not be doing all these things, right? It is all taken care by the admin or who is the functional consultant.
See, but if you're running, if you're being in a big team, definitely you will not be doing it. But many a times it is seen that as a DevOps engineer, you are asked to do all these things. Why? Because you are the one who is setting up the pipeline from scratch. See, if there is someone who has already created the pipeline for you, then it is just maintenance work which you have to do. But suppose you have come into a team which is a new team, so you will have to do all these things. Okay.
Okay.
Now let me say that this admin guy is logging out. Okay. So I'm logging out from admin. I'm logging in as Sam. Pass 1, 2, 3. Now see, Sam can create a new job. Okay. But there is an existing job which he cannot see. He have limited access. That manage Jenkins thing is not there. He cannot install plugins. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. These access only. Similarly, when you log out and log in as Venkat. Pass 1, 2, 3. Now Venkat is missing overall read permission. So he's not able to go inside also. Even he has a credential, he's not able to go inside because I gave him contractor access. Log out. Now Pratima, Pratima, pass 1, 2, 3. And Pratima has the job access. She can see the job, but here you see 3 options are only there. But she can see the job. She cannot create a new job, but she can see the existing job and she can also make changes to that. She cannot delete it, but she can make changes to it. See here. Okay, but she cannot create a new job. Then log out.
Sir, yesterday you told me that LDAP, no? If you are giving the user from privileges, LDAP job has to be run, right?
Yes.
Then you didn't do that now.
I'm not using LDAP. No, I'll show you what I'm using. I'm not using LDAP. I told that in the organization you will be using LDAP, but I never told that I'll be using LDAP. See, I can create a new item, but the existing job I cannot see. So as a developer, I have limited access. So basically this is
LDAP concept is like once you give the privileges, some new privileges or some modification to the user, then to get activated that privileges, we are running the LDAP job, right?
Wait a second. I'll come to that question. Give me 1 minute. So basically what we have seen is that I have a set of users, okay, and a set of roles. Based on which team member is doing what, I will assign the role. So as a developer, if a new member joins my team, he is a developer, I will give him only development access. If a member has joined my team as a tester, I will give only testing access. Now, if I do like that, I will be able to control the security of Jenkins at a very, very, very minute level. Means 70 to 80% of the security aspect can be taken care if I do not give unnecessary access to any unwanted user. So this is the first step which you do. Now the second thing which we are talking about here is LDAP thing. So I have not used LDAP. Let me show you this. So if I go to my global security, I'm using Jenkins has its own username and database. I'm not using LDAP. So I told you LDAP is useful when you are working with the enterprise. And in enterprise, you have 10 other softwares. Like there are set of people who are using AWS. There are set of people who are using, let me say, MySQL. They're using Jenkins, GitHub, Docker, Kubernetes, Outlook. So it is very difficult for anyone to remember 10 different username and 10 different password. Okay. So which expired, which did not expire, those complexities nobody will want. So they put here LDAP. LDAP is SSO, single sign-on. With this one single credential, you can log in everywhere. So even if you use LDAP, you can use role-based. You have to tell where your server is. Basically, you have to own that server. I don't own that server, so I'm not using it. Okay. So once you give the server details, now Jenkins will first contact your LDAP Active Directory. Okay, and then from there it will pull all the details and validate here. Okay, so enterprise companies, they use LDAP, Active Directory. So these are the places where your username and password is stored. But in my example, I'm not using LDAP, rather I'm simply using Jenkins has its own username and database. Clear with this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the next content. Okay, for the next content, let me come here. Okay, and I will take an image of this existing job or existing thing what I have. I'll tell you what I'm trying to do, but first let me come here to instance. Come here, and I'm trying to take an image of this. So action, image, create an image. I will say Jenkins image evening, and I don't know how to give anything else. Simply come down, come here and say create an image. That's it. Okay, so now in the background this image will get created. It will take some time. So if you come to AMI, this is the evening image which I'm creating. Wait, let me come here. This is the older one which I did in the morning, so let me just take
Sorry,
it.
what image means?
I'll come to that. Hold on. So this is what I'm creating. Okay, and if you see, it is pending as of now. It is going to take a bit time to create it, but it's pending right now. That's why I have created it. Now this is only how the set of commands which I'm writing. Okay, now first of all, let me come here and explain you what is the image. Now let me say generally if I have a laptop, okay, I will have two components here. One is the data and the other one is operating system plus the software. Okay. So I have these two components. If I format my system, okay, or if I have to format my system, what do I generally do? I back up the data, okay, and I install the software again. Now, if it is my local PC, I'm okay because the data is backed up and I just go ahead and install the software again. It may take 4 hours or it even take 2 days, just some random numbers. Now, if a machine is taking 2 days to install, probably what will happen? For 2 days, my servers will not run. So I'll have a downtime. Now, every time when you get an instance from Amazon, it's a brand new machine. So on top of that, you have to do everything from scratch. Like to make Jenkins run, I installed Java, I installed Git, Maven, Jenkins, 10 other softwares I installed. So I will never want that I lose the setup because I've done all the setup. So now in cloud, when I take a backup, okay, in cloud, when I take a backup, I take the backup of the data and also I take the backup of the software. When I say software, it is the operating system and everything. And this together is called as image. So image is a combination, or image is a backup which contains data and the softwares which I have installed. Now you can say that I want the backup only of the data. So in that case, you take a snapshot. So snapshot is only data. Whereas when you create an image, you take the backup of data plus the software. So I'll show you right now here when I come back here. So let me just wait for this to come up. So it is still pending. So once this AMI is created, just remember 2FA. So there is an AMI ID or a number given to this. Once it is done, I will go to this section called snapshot. And you can see it is pending right now. It is coming up. See my clock. It is 22:08:1927. So some 3 minutes back I had started. And if you read this, see here, created by image. So this is the image which is getting created by image. Let me see my image ID. Wait, this is a different one, looks like. AMI ID is this much. See here, this is the block device, or this is the place where backup is being taken. So let me just take this, Control C, come to volumes, sorry, snapshot.
And sir, this entire backup data can be copied to new mission, right?
Yes, you can copy. See here, this is the snapshot which is being taken. And if you see carefully, it is saying created by image. And this is the image ID. And it is still pending, okay. As of now, it is unavailable because the AMI is also under preparation. It is not ready. So it is still getting ready. So basically what I want to tell you is that I had installed Jenkins and all the software on my one machine, and I want similar machine like that. So I went ahead and created an image of that. Any questions related to this? Then I will tell you why I am creating image and all those things. Any questions related to this? These snapshots I don't need, so I just delete them. These are from my some previous class. Now again, I'll come back here. So when you back up your laptop, you only back up your data, but it has also operating system and data and software. Now when on cloud, I'm doing a backup, I do take the backup of the data and the software installed, and hence I call it as an image or an Amazon machine image. So this is exactly what I'm trying to do now. Now, why do you need an image? So I need to implement something called Jenkins master slave architecture. Master slave ARCHITAC architecture, which is also known as Distributed build architecture. Distributed build architecture. Architecture. Now, what does it mean? So let me just take it to Google and show you the diagram. Now,
Is that image will be saved in the desktop or it will be there in the cloud, sir?
everything is on cloud. Nothing is there on my laptop. Everything
What
is
if I'm forgetting the cloud credentials?
you have your email ID linked to that. You have to raise a request to reset it.
Okay, so there is no possibility of downloading the file to desktop, and then whenever I go with a new instance, I cannot import it, right?
Those things are not, those are security lapses. So cloud will not allow you. Yes, there are ways of doing it, but ideally cloud does not allow you to do that. These are security lapses.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Now, if you see this carefully, okay, here I have one Jenkins master and there are 3 sleeves. Now, why do I need a sleeve node? Now, yesterday, when we were working, somehow my master node crashed or something went wrong. Something happened to my master node. The moment my master node crashes, the entire CI/CD pipeline crashes because there is only one master and the master is only supposed to do everything, the CI part at least, because it has all the plugins, it has everything. So I don't want a single point of failure. I want that the work should be distributed and in such a way that even if Jenkins master fails, there are slave nodes to take care of that. Moreover, if there is a lot of workload, then the master can distribute the workload to my worker machines and allow my worker machines to take the workload. So master will do the management work. It will distribute the work to the slave nodes, and the slave nodes will take the work and they will give it back to me. Okay, this is done. This is not done, like that. Okay. Till now, it is clear. Any questions till now? Okay, so I'm assuming till now it is clear. Now what I'm going to do is I'm trying to implement something on my machine that will look something like this. Master. And then I will have my one worker. I'll have only one worker node. Okay. So to make both of them work, I need something called SSH, which is secure shell. Means these two machines should be able to talk with each other, and to talk with each other, they should have SSH connectivity. So today in the class, I will teach you how to establish a SSH connectivity between both of them. And once SSH connectivity is established, you can easily communicate between both of them. The master can easily transfer the workload to slave node, and from the slave node, it will take the report whether the work is done or not. To make this thing work on master, we have something called private key, and I have something called public key. Okay. So private key is something which will stay here only, and public key is something which we copy here. When the connection has to happen, this combination of private key and public key is checked. If the combination is okay, then the connection is established. So it is something like this. I have thrown a party, okay, and I've invited my friends. So to invite my friends, I have sent them invitation card. Here you can think it is a public key. This invitation card is with my friends. Now, when these friends come to my house, I have a list. In this list, I will check whether their name is there or not. If their name is there, plus they have the public key, I will allow them. So this list is my private key. So if the combination of private and public key is there, I will allow them to connect. If it is not there, I will not allow them to connect. So two important things. First, I need an image a machine which is a similar configuration as my Jenkins, so that I can distribute the workload, so that in case the master fails, the worker can take the workload. Both of them to work, I need my SSH connectivity to be established. And for SSH connectivity, I need a combination of private and public key. Private key stays there only in the master machine, and the worker node will have the public key. And the combination of private and public will make my thing work. Any doubts related to this?
Sir, with single image, we can create multiple instances, right?
You create 1,000 images. No, you can 1,000 instances.
Okay. And this connectivity will happen through any GitHub or only in
I'll show you.
cloud?
Wait. I'll show you. Wait. This connectivity will happen SSH. SSH is a way in which you connect between both of them. So I'll show you now. Slave server is a replica of master server, or both are different. As of now, in my scenario, it is a replica of my master node because I just now took an image. Okay. So I am trying to create a slave node, which is a replica of my master. How will I do it? Let me show you that. So as of now, if I come to my Jenkins machine, I can see only one thing is there. So the image is ready or not. First, let me check whether the image is ready or not. Still pending. It is available. Okay. So the image is available. So as of now, if I come here, EC2 dashboard, I can see only one machine is there, which is my Jenkins server. So I'll just make a small change here. I will name him as Jenkins master. Okay, so that I know what is what. Okay. Let's see. So I know this is my Jenkins master. I need a slave node. The slave node for me, the slave machine for me is going to be an exact replica. And that replica is here, AMI. Now, if I click on this, it says launch an instance from this AMI. So click on this. Everything will remain same. Okay. Here I can say Jenkins slave. Okay. And in the operating system, I don't have to choose any operating system because this Jenkins image evening, the image which I have created is already selected. So don't use or don't choose Amazon AMI here, because if you choose Amazon AMI, again, you have to install everything from scratch. I don't want to do that. I have used my Jenkins image AMI, which I have just now created. Then rest of the things can remain as it is, like instance type is T2 micro. Key pair, you can give same or different, whatever you want. The DevOps KP I have given. In network, I'll give the security group as DevOps. And rest everything is okay. Let me go ahead and launch it. So it has successfully launched. I will wait for this machine to come up. Meanwhile, I'll come to my original machine. So now I have to do some setup, okay? Because SSH is to work, so I have to do some setup. So I'll show you something.
Sir, in the enterprise level also, we will call it a slave only?
Yes, it is slave only. So let me come here. So I've documented all these things for your understanding in this GitHub repository. I've already shared it with you. So here, if you see, SSH is there. Okay, I'll do one more thing. I'll add one more content here. Add a file, create a new file. Role-based strategy, role-based authentication, role-based authentication, and these are the commands. Let me just paste these commands here. So all the commands which I have used here, I have kept it here. You can take it from here. Update it. Come here. Okay. So this is your role-based one. This is there. As of now, I'll go with this guy, SSH. Now it is very important to understand what you're doing. So I just now told you, think of scenario as a party. I have invitation card and list of invitees. To invite, I need the invitation card, and whenever those people have come, they will come with the invitation card. I will check with my list, and if it is combination is true, they get the entry. Here I have public and private key. Public key will be shared with my users, and whenever they want to connect, the combination of public and private key will be checked. If it is working fine, then they will be allowed to come inside. Okay. Now come here. Now on my, this is on my master machine, configuration on master machine. So I'll create a user named as Jenkins admin. You create with your own name, that there's no problem at all. So this is Jenkins slave. This is my Jenkins master. So first let me connect to my Jenkins master. So I'm connecting to master, okay? Because it is quite confusing here. So be with me. Anywhere you don't understand, stop me. First thing, I've logged into my Jenkins master. Let this come up. Okay, so let me give it a name, sudo su hyphen host name Jenkins master, and again. Okay, so I have done this Jenkins master. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a user. How do I do it? User add Jenkins admin. If you want to create a different user, go ahead and create it. Allocate him a password, pass wd Jenkins admin. What is your password? So let me say my password is pass123, pass123. So I told you that in Unix, when you type the password, it looks like nothing is getting typed, but it is getting typed. Okay. So now I have created a user, named him as Jenkins admin, given him a password. Now I need to give him some power. How will I give him power? Vi sudo, then escape I, you come in insert mode, go all the way down here, all the way down here. And here you will see root all. Similarly, to root, you need to give your Jenkins user access. So you say Jenkins admin, okay, all. So I'm trying to do like this, all equals all. So it should be exactly same. And if it is not working, it means you have made a mistake. No pass wd all. Okay, so it is exactly same like this, all equal to all, no password is equal to all. Okay, so this is what I have added. Is it correct? Jenkins admin, all equal to all, no pass wd all. Okay, once this is done, escape colon w q exclamation mark enter. So I have given one set of permission. Another set of permission, go here to cd /ssh, everything is there in the document. And here I'm going to, sorry, first I will go to etc, and here I have a folder called ssh. Now I will go to, there is a file called sshd config, not ssh config, sshd config. Okay, nano sshd config. Here you will go ahead and there is a place where you, again towards the end only, it is password authentication as no. You have to come here and say yes. Okay, make password authentication as yes, control X, Y, enter. Control X, sorry, control X, Y, enter. So you have done two level of changes. One, vi sudo, another you went to cd etc ssh and you have changed this. Now service Jenkins restart. Okay, so I'm restarting the service of Jenkins because I have made a change. This was done on the master node. Now the same set of activities I'll also do what on the worker node, exactly same. Why? Because I need a machine or two machines has to talk to each other, so they should have the same configuration. So I go to my slave node, copy the IP address, connect, and this is slave node. Okay, connect. So this setup is very important. When I'm teaching Ansible, I will again do the same setup. So SSH is very important. Whenever you talk, two Unix machines want to talk to each other, they need to do this. So here it is already a root user. I will simply come here and say host name. I will say Jenkins slave. And again, sudo su hyphen. Now I'm root at Jenkins slave. What all I have done? I have added a user add Jenkins admin. Then I have allocated a password to him. Okay, what is his password? Pass123. Pass123. So first is done. Then vi sudo. In vi sudo, what I have done? I've gone all the way down. All the way down. Here. Near root, escape I, Jenkins admin, all equal all, and no pass wd all. So this is what I have made. Okay, first change is done. Jenkins admin all equal all, no password all. Escape colon WQ exclamation mark. So first change done. The second is go to etc, go to SSH. It is one-time configuration. You don't have to remember it. Okay. Nano SSHD config. And here you have to say password authentication as yes. So a question can be asked, why are you saying password authentication yes? What do you mean by that? It means that once I will provide you the password, and going forward, don't ask me for the password again and again. Okay. Now I have done. So service SSHD.
Sir, here one small question. When we are allocating the powers to the user, right? If I want to customize some powers to him,
then you have to make means a total.
Now we are making all, no? So I wanted to customize. So how do we can do that?
Then you have to write your own separate config files.
Okay, how do we do that? Can you please show me?
As of now, I cannot show you, but later I will show you. I'll be teaching you this thing. What you say? Ansible. I'll show you all these things.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So as of now, if you follow this document, I have done something like this. Jenkins admin, user add, password, vi sudo, SSH, etc, SSH, service this thing. So this is done on the slave node. Something similar has been done on the master node also. Okay. So I have two machines. One is my Jenkins slave, and the other one is this Jenkins master. So let me say the master is initiating a connection. So I'll do something like this. SSH keygen. SSH keygen means create a public and private key for me. So 2-3 times you press enter, and here you see this is ID underscore RSA, which is a private key, and there is a ID underscore RSA PUB, which is a public key. So he says this is your public key and this is your private key. So public key is something which I will share with my other machine. So I'll say SSH copy ID. With whom would you like to share? I made a small mistake. I did it with root user. Don't do with root user. Root is not going to connect. My
root is nothing but main, no sir?
Yeah, root is the main user. I want to connect with Jenkins admin. So just change yourself to Jenkins admin. Jenkins admin. CD. So make sure that you are Jenkins admin. Okay, I mentioned it here. Log in as Jenkins admin to your master machine. Okay, make sure that you are a Jenkins admin. Don't do it with root user, because I don't, in prod also, you will not get root access always. Okay. So this is where I am on my Jenkins master, but with Jenkins admin. So Jenkins admin or the master machine is trying to initiate a connection. So what it will do, SSH key gen, please generate the keys for me. Enter, enter, enter. So ID underscore RSA, ID underscore RSA PUB has been generated, means public private key generated. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we are going to copy this SSH copy ID. What do you want to copy? My public key. Where you want to copy? So I want to copy to my slave node. So let me come here. Come here. This is my slave node. Okay. Now both are on same network, so I can use my private, or both are in AWS only, so I can use my private IP. Okay. If both are in different network, then I have to use public. But because both are in AWS only, I'm using the same or the private key. So I'll do something like this. Just see. SSH copy ID Jenkins admin @ whatever you have copied. Whose IP address is this? This is my slave node's IP address, 172.31.92.140. See, slave node 172.31.92.40. Come here, enter. It says, do you want to connect? Say yes. It says, give me the password of Jenkins admin. Pass 123. Enter. Now it says one key has been copied. If you try to log in, run this command, SSH Jenkins admin @ the IP address of the worker node. Copy this, paste it here. See here, from Jenkins master, you are able to log into Jenkins slave. Okay, so you have established a SSH connection, means both the machines are now connected with each other. Okay, you can see all the steps are mentioned here. Only the thing is you need to understand what you are doing, and the second thing is why you are doing. Okay, so I will repeat everything step by step.
Normally it will connect, right? If it is in the same network, it will automatically connect, right? SSH with the user.
I am not guaranteeing that every time your worker node and the master node will be on the same node. There are high chances they are on a different network. Then what you do? So it is better that you know the right way to connect.
Okay.
So I will just summarize whatever we did, and then I will come back here. So I'm trying to implement Jenkins master slave architecture. I'm not yet done. Okay, I've just established a SSH connectivity. The actual setup I will do tomorrow. So I have two machines. So Srinivas, when you say where is the file copied, it is copied in the home directory only. So this is me. This is my, one second. What happened? This is my master. This is my worker. This is master. This is worker. So master and worker want to talk with each other. So they need a SSH, which is secure cell. They need a SSH connectivity. For the SSH connectivity to work, the master will generate a private key and a public key. The public key is which is shared by saying SSH copy ID. This is generated by SSH keygen. So when you type this SSH keygen command, it will generate private and public keys for you. You share the public key by saying SSH copy ID and admin. The same user is at both the places. Okay, and admin @ the IP address. Can I do with root user? Yes, you can do it, but it is not recommended to do with the root user, because root user is a Superman kind of thing. He has all the privilege. So not recommended from root user. That's why I created a user called Jenkins admin in both the machines, master slave. I gave the access to both of them, vi sudo and cd etc ssh. I generated private and public key, and I copied the the public key from my master to my worker node. Now I can see that I am able to connect to both of them. So this is the part 1. In part 2, which I will deal tomorrow, I'll show you how are we connecting. So instance, I just want to show you just a very small thing. I'll show you. I'll not go and start working on that. Just I want to show you how it will look when it is there on the so you come here and say admin pass 1 2 3. You go to manage Jenkins and you go to manage nodes and cloud, manage nodes and clouds. Here, if you see, only one node is here. You can add a new node, give a name, slave 01. It's a permanent one. Create. And then there are a lot of things which has to be done, which I will teach you in the coming class. And then what will happen once it is saved now, it will not save, there are many things. Once it is saved, okay, then you will be able to see two machines on your displays. When you come to displays, nodes, you'll see two machines. As of now, you see only one machine. So you have a automatic failover. And the load distribution will also happen. And that's why it is called as distributed Jenkins architecture. Two things are important here. First is how you do a setup. Two questions are very important here. Is it mandatory for me to create an exact replica of Jenkins? The answer is no. Is it mandatory for me to run it on Unix only? No. Is it mandatory for me to install Jenkins? No. So when I come to this guy, master slave architecture, master slave on Jenkins. Okay. Now it is not important that suppose this is Unix, this can be Mac, this can be Windows, this can be any other. Only Java should be installed here. It is not mandatory that all of them should have Jenkins running. Okay. So it's a very common interview question.
Because it is just running with the Java code only, no, Jenkins.
Yes. Yes. So it is not mandatory that that Jenkins should be installed here in the slave nodes. I'm saying it is mandatory that it should be installed here. Master should have mandatory Jenkins, that is mandatory. But these, it is not mandatory. Only if Java is there, it will work. It can be Unix, Mac, Windows, Docker, anything. It can be anything. Okay. So I will now leave it to you. You will ask questions. If you have any, please let me know and we can proceed on that. Undoubtedly, it will need practice. Yeah.
Yeah, sir, I have one request for you. Sir, please share the lecture video after that recording.
See, generally, what happens, I'll tell you. See, generally, it takes minimum 2 to 3 hours to generate that recording. So it is Zoom who is doing it. It is not me. So minimum, you can expect 3 to 4 hours delay, because after it gets generated, it is not readable. Even if we share the link with it does not readable. So it takes 6 hours approximately, you can think, but we will try to share it as soon as possible. I do understand your concern that if you give me immediately, things are fresh, I can practice and I can keep it fresh. So I go by your thing, but I will try to share it as soon as possible. Anyone else with any other questions?
Yeah, last point you said, right? Jenkins is not required in a slave.
Yes.
Means it will use the Jenkins of the master.
See, Jenkins is a software. Okay. Internally, it is a Java program. Okay.
Okay.
So if Java is installed, see, Java was JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So each one of them have Java installed. If Java is installed, it will be running, or you do not exclusively need to install Jenkins. Only it is needed here. Even if Jenkins is not installed, don't worry. Java is there. Java will take care of that. It's a feature of Java.
Sir, my cloud mission is not connecting since even though I have activated the port number 22.
Then your laptop has some antivirus which is blocking your traffic.
Okay. Fine, sir.
You can try with a different laptop.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Fine. See you then, guys, tomorrow. We'll share the recordings as soon as possible. All the code is present here. Please take the code from here. That Git URL which I have shared with you. All the code, step by step, everything is mentioned there. Okay. See you then, guys.